Roughly 44 million people worldwide have Alzheimer's or a related dementia. That alarming number overcomes the Argentinian population of 43.2 million inhabitants. The Alzheimer's Association says that 2 in 3 people diagnosed with Alzheimer's are women. Therefore, Alzheimer's is the most common cause of dementia in the world. Dementia is a general term used to describe different degenerative diseases that affects the cognitive functioning. What exactly is Alzheimer's and how does one develop it? It all begins inside one of the body's most intricate organs, the brain. The brain has an extremely complex structure. Its main cells, the neurons, are responsible for communicating. Alzheimer's disease disrupts this communication between neurons. A healthy brain has billions of these cells constantly making connections, but how are these connections disrupted? The beta amyloids and tau proteins are the hallmark of Alzheimer's disease. These proteins are responsible for the formation of plaques and neurofibrillary tangles. Normally, an enzyme called alpha secretase SNPs APP, the amyloid precursor protein, releasing a fragment. Then, a second enzyme called gamma secretase also SNPs APP. The combination of these fragments are thought to be beneficial to the neurons. In Alzheimer's, however, the first cut of fragmentation is often made by an enzyme called beta secretase that combined with a fragment of gamma secretase results in short fragments of APP called beta amyloid. When these fragments clump together, they become toxic and interfere with the neurons. These oligomers increase in size and become insoluble. Eventually, they form the beta amyloid plaques. The neurofibrillary tangles form when a protein called tau is modified, no longer being able to allow neurons to communicate through the microtubules. The neurons then die, causing the brain to shrink. This is the process in which the cognitive function gets impaired. Unfortunately, Alzheimer's has no cure. Since it's a degenerative disorder, there are treatments to help relieve symptoms temporarily, but nothing that entirely stops the disease to continuously progress. Medicine has evolved a long way, and the goal is that each time we have less invasive and safer treatment options for Alzheimer's. Today, there are medicinal treatment options that relieves the memory loss and behavioral changes caused by the dementia. There are also different therapeutic methods that guides patients to deal with the disease. There is very little information on why does one develop Alzheimer's. Researchers believe 70% of the reason of one developing Alzheimer's is genetic. Life with Alzheimer's is very difficult for the patients and also for the patient's family. The person who develops the disease gradually loses the ability of judgment and reasoning. Coordination and motor skills also get affected. In general, the entire cognitive function deteriorates with time. The changes brought by dementia are drastic and obvious. Therefore, the patient being treated with love and support is essential. There are support groups for family and individuals with Alzheimer's. Today, there is no cure for this disease, but researchers all over the world work intensively so we can have an answer in the future.